we bought a dryer. It's a Black & Decker mini dryer to go with our Black & Decker mini washer, which I absolutely love and is perfect for 2 people. However, it came so badly damaged that the seller just ended up refunding us. And now we have this free dryer, but it doesn't work. So the drum doesn't spin. I'm going to try to see if I can get the drum to work. If I can get this thing working, it will be damaged. However, it will be free. So we can use that money on like a couch, like a place to sit. We'll see. All right, let me show you what we're dealing with. This is the back of the unit. I've got it face down. It's like down there is where the door is, and this is the back of it, and I just have it like face down. Here's the damage that was done to it. So bad. And then along the side too. I can tell that this was damaged pretty bad, being that this screw was knocked out completely out of it. I don't know if that was before. I feel like it was before, because when I got this, it was out of its plastic, and it looked like it had been dropped before, and they were hoping that the cost of shipping it back to them for a refund would have been more than this unit is worth. And because of Amazon's agreement with the private sellers, like these businesses, it didn't come from the Amazon warehouse. I couldn't get just an instant refund. So they were like, here's your shipping label, you have to pay for it to go back. And I said, no, I cannot pay. I'm not going to be responsible for the payment of shipping this back. So we went back and forth. I sent videos, I sent pictures, our unboxing. I videotaped it as soon as we were opening that box. So they were generous enough to give me that refund. They're like, no, you're right. I did have to make a stink though, because through Amazon, I got nowhere. I had to go directly to the store and put a complaint in. So Amazon, you kind of did me wrong there. All right, let's get to it. All right, I just took off all the screws, and I noticed that that screw and that screw were a totally different type of screw, which means they probably tried opening this thing before. So I got, let's see here. Woo! All right, here we go. So our belt's not broken. The drum seems to be moving. It's just really hard to move. I'm looking at the belt here. Just gonna check it out and see. Let's see. So I'm just kind of like going through and looking to see if there's any damage to this belt, and so far nothing. It's not making a noise, but it could be the motor is damaged, because I noticed down here, I believe that's going to be our motor for the drum, and this is the side where it got a lot of damage. So wish me luck. I'm going to see if I can see if anything maybe just got loose when it got banged up, and just make sure everything's plugged in correctly and connected. I'm not going to try to be a mechanic. I just want to make sure that you know, everything is doing what it should do. So, and maybe while I'm here, I'll try to pound out some of this. I'll try to pound some of this out. We'll see. All right. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to lift, I'm going to try to lift this, because you can't see it from here, but that's what that looks like. It should be straight like the one back there, but this one is like really dipping down, and this whole area is concaved like inwards. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't want to damage this thing, so I'm going to put this piece of board up here. I'm going to clamp it and see if it works. Let's see if I can get this. Looks like it's working. Get it over. Alright. I'm no mechanic, but let's just check the progress and see if this is working. Alright, yeah. It's starting to pull it up. I'm going to keep doing that till it's nice and flush. So I'm at that. Thank you for... Alright. All right. Oops. All right. Still a little there, but at least we pulled this back up a little bit. Now I gotta work on this more. All right. All right. So there are still a few spaces there, but it looks like it's pulling the metal back. So that's good. We'll keep going at it. Okay, so I want to get in there to pull this back more, but this is kind of in the way and it's facing down when it should be facing like flat. So Dawn gave me an idea to, you know, maybe wrap this with a cloth and then see if I can use this to kind of perk it up a little bit, so that I can get this little guy underneath it. We'll see. Okay, I got some of it pulled up. You can see the little ridges from where my little guy was pulling up on it. I think I need to find a better way. Maybe put some sort of like flat rod underneath it, a piece of wood, and then use this on that wood to kind of push it up nice and smooth. But I think now I can get like right under here to try to pop this out a little bit, so I'm gonna give it a try. I'm not left-handed. Okay, I'm taking this off because it's just in my way now. Alright. Now I got at least almost a finger in there, and I got man hands, so I mean that's a normal lady's finger. It's just my fat espendas finger. I'm gonna keep going. I wish I had like tiny clamps. That would be awesome. I'm sure they make them, but I don't feel like going to Lowe's. So I got one in there, still a bit of a gap. I'm gonna try to close this gap a little bit more before I keep going, and then see what I could do about that guy right there. Seems like that's as far as it's going. Maybe now's a good time to pound on it from the inside in here. Maybe I'll just take the mallet and just pound it a little bit while it's there so that it can go a little bit flatter. We'll see. I think my mallet's too big. Okay, I took off this plastic thing that was going here because it was in my way. I couldn't get a good swing with the mallet. Okay, so this is what we got. We got this a little bit straightened out. We got the lip pulled up. The divot is still here, but not as bad. This one is still here. I only could get like this part of it. This is cracked, so I just didn't want to like create any issues. But again, there's still a space here that I feel a little bit more comfortable with. Dawn is trying to flatten out the back part of the metal, and this is when I caught this right here. You see this divot here, which I hadn't seen before, and it is actually pressing down here, pinching here and pinching here quite a bit, whereas here there's a space, here there is not. So I'm going to try to see if I can straighten this out a little bit. I'm going to take this off and see if I can lift it up again and pound out. Look at this. I hadn't seen this before. Look how deep that goes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, let's see if I can get a better view. That whole lip here shouldn't be there. It should be flat like this. Awful. Okay, so this is flat here, and then it goes like this. Jerks. Alright, well, I don't think there's a good way for me to be able to pound this out. I know that Dawn wants to try, but it's so bad. And so what I'm thinking is we just need to reinforce this at a level where, excuse my dirty laundry, I just want to get it so that it can be straight and not being pulled down here into the frame and then pinching the fan belt and then, you know, causing the drum to act funny. If it's not stable, maybe it won't roll right. So Dawn's had a great idea about putting like a reinforced steel that runs like from here to here and using the existing screw holes to hold it in place, and then, you know, doing it in here. So we're gonna see if we have something. If not, I might just have to like reinforce it some other way. Maybe like something like that. I hope that makes sense. I also pulled that out and double checked, see if anything was like melted off or like warped in some way. I didn't see anything, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the control panel next and make sure that everything there is hooked up, and make sure that no part of the drum has been damaged and catching. So wish us luck. Now I'm going to take off this panel just to make sure that everything here is connected and there's no blown fuse or anything in here. I want to try to avoid to take out the drum motor because that would be such a bitch to do. So see, it turns, just not on its own. It doesn't actually want to do it. So we'll see. Ta-da! Nice, okay. There's something holding it there. Gotta go to the other side. Well, this is a bitch. So that right there, let's see if I can get it to focus. That right there is holding it onto these wires and stuff, so I can't pull it through. And I feel like I would just do more damage if I did anything else at this point with this. So I'm gonna look for a reset button of some sort somewhere. I don't know. I just hope it's not the motor. That was a waste of my time. I don't know why they put those screws there if you can't actually access it without having to snip some fucking wires. So okay, I'm gonna lament over my broken nail and just start the dryer and see what happens in the back. It started! It just started! It started out of nowhere! It's spinning! I put it on a really quick one, so I didn't even do anything like mechanically inclined. We just pounded out and squeezed some metal, and I leveled it with that piece of freaking wood there. That's it.
When in doubt, pound it out.
That's right. Alright, well, maybe I'll just try a load without the back on it. I guess it doesn't make a difference. We can put the back, whatever.
You know what?
Don did a good job with it. Look at.
No, I was thinking maybe
that indent had a big thing to do with it. So maybe it was like stopping. It's possible.
Look, if it was right there, if that was far enough in, you're right. That would have prevented this from moving freely. Moving this could have done it. I mean, clearly. I mean, yeah.
I just want my bathroom back. I want to get rid of this dryer and have an actual bathroom. So, all right. I'm gonna put the back on it, clean the floor, and then I'm gonna vent it. Actually, I have a kit. Here, ta-da! This is gonna get attached to it so that it like helps to reduce the lint and moisture from going into the air. It's gonna keep our air drier, moisture, and then oh god, I know like these videos seem like really short and really tiny, but it's like been an hour of me just like fighting with metal and bending it and pounding it and. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, look at our injuries. Dawn is way worse than me. But we both tried pounding out the metal and hit our fingers with the mallet.
And the metal.
Not all of them. Not all of our moments are wins, are they?
Sometimes they're life lessons.
He hit his finger and I was like, I'll take over, I'll be more careful. 3 seconds later. So what we're trying to do is try to get all of this kind of flattened out more because we don't want it interfering with the fan and the drum belt and all that stuff. So I accidentally split wood trying to do it and then got my finger. All right, bye. Okay, so here we are. Do you remember how much it used to go in? We got a lot of progress here. Unfortunately, because of this, here, let me get around the other side. All right. Unfortunately, because of the warpedness, not all screws made it back onto the body. Do you remember how, like, the first time I ran my hand down there, like, my hand, like, was like this? So that's no longer the case. Dawn did a great job pounding that out, and then now the frame no longer interferes with anything that's happening inside. And again, unfortunately, not all the screws made it back on because of the fixing of the frame. We did what we could. We got this back on. I'm gonna get this extension pipe put in because I'm gonna run the line out with that. There you go. Sorry, I didn't show you guys how to do that, but because I don't do well holding this thing. So the silver thing will come out. It'll attach to this with the little ring thing, and it'll just sit on top of the machine like this. So the hot air can warm the bathroom, but it won't be humid air. Unlike this little guy here, who all the humid air just goes straight up, and then we got to keep running the fan constantly. So very excited. So excited. I have a load in the washing machine right now of our bed sheets, so that was going to be like our test. I can dry them in here, but it does take a long time, and I have to like fold them a certain way to make them fit, and then I have to go in and unfold them and fold them the opposite way so that all parts of it, and I have to run it like 3 times, so we'll see. Okay, I'm so excited. I can't say anything I haven't said before. I would rather fix something that's broken before buying something new. And this thing we bought new, it was just damaged. So it kind of, I told Dawn, if we can't get this working, I'll just use the refund to buy another new one. And then we can just tear it apart for parts so that if a fuse blows or the belt goes bad, you know, then we have like spare parts for it. So it would have worked out, but I don't feel bad about, like, it's not that I'm cheap. It's that, like, if I can fix it and keep it, then that's what I would rather do. Part cheap, part environmental, you know, like anti-consumerism. We won't get into that. I do like nice things. I just don't need everything to be brand new and nice. All right, blah. So I realized that we actually got rid of our silver tube that goes to like this for going outside. And as you know, we actually converted our outdoor vent into a hole for the electric outlet. So I'm gonna see if I can just like very carefully position this in such a way that it just like hold on, let me pick it up a little quickly. Super light, by the way. Most anybody can handle this thing. So I'm gonna see if I can't just like fit that on there and then like scoot the machine back and hold it in place just for now, because I want to run a load and I don't want to have to wait. And I think that should catch a lot of it, so we'll see. I read somewhere that whenever you get like a new appliance, you should always run a load first, like on the dryer on a high heat, to kind of like release any of the gases and chemicals. I don't know if it's true, so I'm gonna do it. What can it hurt? At least it'll help me see if anything's wrong with it before I put actual clothes in it. And I can feel the hot air coming out from there. most of it's coming through this little vent thingy. Alright, I'm going to run that for just a little bit, and then I'm going to put my sheets in it and see how it works. And in the meantime, I can put my nails off. Alright, I'm in my robe because we just ate breakfast on the porch. I have to show you something. This is the dining kitchen area, and this whole room feels hot. I put in my bed sheets. So I need to either find a way to adapt the external pipe so that we can use the pipe that leads outside for the extension cord. Maybe just like pull out the extension cord and then use it as an exhaust. Or I need to get a pipe long enough so I can crack a window and vent out through the window. Which means I'll just have to swap my washer and dryer where they're placed. Not that big of a deal, but it's a good test. It's a good learning experience. My sheets will be dry, but my bathroom will